This is Bronwyn, and welcome to Own Your Stories, Monday Motivation. This evening, I'd like to speak to you about breaking down the walls. But specifically, I'd like to speak to women. I'd like to speak to women that have different titles to these walls. Walls of depression, walls of loneliness, walls of being a wife, a mother, a daughter, a friend. Walls of being suicidal, walls of feeling lonely, walls of feeling bitter, walls of being angry. Those are the different walls that we kind of like have clothed around us. And those walls have been walls that we've carried for so many years. But women, there is something so powerful that I'd like to tell you, despite the walls that we do have, or the walls that we've built up for ourselves. Women, when we gather together, we mean business. When we gather together, there's an eruption that takes place. When we gather together, we carry great strength. When we gather together, we can endure so much pain. And because of that, our strength does not reside just from what's outside of us, but what is on the inside of us. We are born to fight. We are born to push. We are born to pursue. We are born to persevere. That is what we are here to do. So woman, one of the walls with a title is called rejection. Rejection does not disqualify you, but rejection repositions you. It repositions you to do better. It repositions you to fight back. It repositions you to own your truth. It repositions you to own your story. That is what it is all about, women. You know, when we gather together, I believe that because of everything that we encounter on a daily basis, there is so much more that we have on the inside of us. Let me take you to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 1, verses 5. The Bible says that before you were formed in your mother's womb, woman, you have been appointed. Woman, you have been consecrated. Woman, you have been set apart. Woman, you have been chosen. Why do I say that? Because many a times, the walls that we build up, we carry so much tears. So much tears, we weep day in and day out, fighting for our families, fighting for our children, fighting for our marriage, fighting day in and day out, where we slay things, where these walls come building up and we have to break it down on a daily basis. But the profound thing about weeping when we start praying for our families, weeping when we start consecrating, weeping when we know that this is who we are. In the midst of weeping, in the midst of crying out and understanding that you need to fight, there's one thing that I'd like to say to you. Your tears carry a fragrance. Your tears carry an aroma. And in that, I need you to know that God locates you by the fragrance you carry. God locates you by the fragrance you carry. So woman, I'd like to encourage you and say to you this evening, you are your sister's keeper. There is no way that you can disrespect or dishonor another woman, because if you do that, you do it to many of us as women. No, we need to rise up. No, we need to stand up. No, we need to take the hammer and we need to crush down the walls. Because guess what? In your weeping season, you have a fragrance and you have an aroma that only God can locate. And therefore, I'd like to encourage you this evening. Stand firm. Know that when we gather together, an eruption needs to take place. When we gather together, we become destiny keepers. This evening, I'd like to tell you that you are a midwife. You are a destiny keeper. You are the one that becomes relevant. And woman, you can do it. Because that is who you are. You are ordained. You have purpose. You are appointed. And you have been set apart from the rest.